Hello there! Today I'm doing some blinds. So let's add a little bit of water to each of these, like literally a drop, and talk about what I'm doing. So, um, a lot of folks come to this channel for rum reviews, but you may have noticed I really don't review. There's one category I haven't really touched on yet, which is the kind of the premium rums of yesteryear, the stuff that was kind of seen as the best rum you could get before Hampden and Foursquare and those guys rolled onto the scene. The stuff that still gets, sky high scores on rum ratings. And I don't review them a whole lot because generally I don't like them very much. They tend to be bottled down at 40%. They tend to be pretty column still heavy. And a lot of them are dosed. And if you don't know what dosed means, it means they took a bunch of basically sugar and put it in there somehow. And usually that is a bad thing. So today I've got 5 of the premium rum classics to review. Not Zacapa. I could not get Zacapa. And the story behind this is a friend of mine basically had a bunch of bottles he'd bought in like 2012, 2013 that he had just had lying around and didn't know what to do with. So I asked for samples so I could review them because I'm probably not going to buy bottles of these unless they happen to be particularly good. Man, the sun is really bright today. So I am very sorry that half my face is like on fire, but you know what? We're gonna hammer through. I did not bring my usual tiny glass of water today. I brought a ginormous amount of water in order to handle the loads and loads of sugar I am sure I am about to consume. So what do we got on deck? We've got 2 different rums. So I know what the rums are. I just don't know what's in each class. We've got 2 different rums from Barbados. We've got the Mount Gay Extra Old, which is bottled at 40%. It's the only thing bottled here, bottled at 43%. This was kind of the top of the range for Bajan rum before Foursquare came along and kind of flipped the switch on that. And I haven't done any Mount Gay reviews on the channel before, so I look forward to this. There's also the Plantation XO 20th anniversary thing. So I will be honest, I'm not the hugest fan of Plantation and Maison Ferrand, mainly because I've been doing some reading, and you are free to do the same kind of reading. If you would like, Google Pierre de Segonzac cognac, which is a cognac made by the Ferrand family. Interesting, isn't it? You may Google Plantation Strong Barbados GI. You may Google Plantation Rum name change. Sorry reading. But the main thing beyond those is I've just never found their rums particularly value driven. They just aren't very impressive, and they tend to cost more money than I would like to pay for the level of quality that they're offering. Nevertheless, I will be fair. If the 20th XO thing is good, I will give it props because I'm tasting these blind, right? That's the whole point of this. Anything here that's good, I'm going to give it props, and if I don't like it, even if it turns out to be something I should like, then I'm gonna trash talk it. We've also got the Hechicera Solera 21 Reserva Familiar from Colombia, which I've talked up Colombian rums in the past, so I'm looking forward to see what this does. Brugal 1888 Gran Reserva from the Dominican Republic, and once again, Diplomatico Reserva Exclusiva. This is an earlier bottle than the one I had, and of course in this case I'm trying it blind, so I'm not bringing in my preconceptions. Okay, so these are numbered 1 through 5, so I'm just gonna walk through them. Let's see what we got here. Okay, glass number 1. Deep dark color on this. Let's see what we got. Lots of coffee on the. Okay, so this smells very sort of column distilled. I'm getting a lot of coffee kind of stuff. Coffee grinds, fresh and used. Some like cold brew maybe. A little bit hints of rubber too, like old bike tire or something. Like you sniff the inside of an old bike tire. Little hints of cane syrup. I wonder if this one might be one of the ones that's cane syrup or cane honey based rather than more molassesy. Somewhat floral too. There's a little bit of like a I don't know, not quite dried flower, almost more like a, what is that? Almost like a toasted flour. So you took some fresh flowers and you threw them like in a toaster oven for like 2 minutes. So they're not naturally dry. They just got a little toasty, if you know what I mean. A little bit of vanilla too. That's most of what I'm getting here. Let's give this a shot on the palate. I think this is dosed. I don't think it's grossly dosed, but I do think it's dosed. Wait. Let me just go through and taste all of these just to make sure. Because I know... Oh, that one's really dosed. Wait, I'm going to go back. I know at least the Plantation and the Diplomatico are pretty heavily dosed. So whichever this one in glass 2 is much more heavily dosed in glass 1 than glass 1. Nevertheless, this feels like it might have a hair bit of dosage in it. Let me try this one more time. Just a little bit of syrupiness showing up on the back end. It's noticeable, but it's not cramping it too much. This is okay, actually. This is, that's really the main complaint I had, aside from the fact that I think this is mostly column still, and it's not doing a whole lot that's interesting. It's ashy, it's coffee driven. There's some vanilla, there's that kind of rubber cement note again. I like it a bit more than whatever the hell is in glass 2. I'm going to tell you that not much. Some black pepper. Holds on pretty well, actually. This is all right. I would drink this. So I don't think this is the Diplomatico or the Plantation. But aside from that, I'm not sure. I will make a guess as to what this is after I come to the others. But I'm going to make a kind of preliminary score. And we'll come back to it. All right, glass number 2. This one got the Kilhoman glass. See what's happening on the nose. Okay. Smells kind of like dark. There's a little dried fruit, coffee again, really like a kind of dates and figs thing. Slightly floral again. Lots of coffee, a little white pepper. I'm not really getting it like a rubbery thing on this one though. Yeah, this is mainly dominated by coffee notes. It's really like a kind of like a vanilla latte kind of character. There's some ash too. It's pretty simple, but let's see what happens on the palate. That is a lot of sugar. Wow. And the sugar is really kind of throwing everything else here off balance. Interesting. So there's a lot here that reminds me. So I reviewed the Diplomatico Reserva Exclusiva a recent bottling a few months ago, and I was not a huge fan. The sugar was causing it problems, but it's more because there was just nothing else really going on to kind of balance it off. So this one reminds me a lot of that, but it feels like there's more going on. Yeah, it's very, 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 very sweet and sugary on the back end, and it's just cloying. Ooh, yeah, lots of sugar, lots of caramel, but there is other stuff going on. There's a kind of high cacao chocolate thing. The coffee is back in various forms. There's coffee grinds. There's the vanilla latte thing. The dried fruit stuff is back. Little bit of floral action, but not too much. I don't know. I honestly don't. So either this is the Plantation or one of the other sort of heavily dosed rums. I'm not sure, or this is just a better version of Diplomatico RE than I tried before. I still don't like it, but there's more going on than in that bottling. So there's a preliminary score. Moving on to glass 3. Super dark color. None of these are going to have problems with color for reasons. Kind of a weird nose. It's very top notey. It's very but the top notes are really like ash and kind of like a I don't know, like a flavored detergent thing. It's not soapy, but it's almost like detergent flavoring without the detergent part. That's kind of what it smells like, and the ash thing. Okay, a little vanilla coming through now. Some caramel. Floral notes, maybe like some, I don't know, almost like some Moscato sorts of notes. Decent Moscato, not grapes and Moscato, but not horrible, not barefoot. It's very it's very strange. It feels like you're trying to play like a really bass heavy like metal song on your iPhone, and the it just sounds tinny. That's kind of what this smells like. It smells tinny. All right, on the palate. Also feels, if this is dosed, and I think it is just a hair bit, but it's a cleaner level of it's way less than glass number 2, but it does feel just a hair bit sweet on the back end. This is an awkward one. Let me try this again, see if I can get a handle on it. Yeah, ash, white pepper, flowers, and like detergent flavoring. But again, it's not soapy. What's going on there? Some like nice dirt, little hints of rubber coming through. Not as much as glass 1, but little hints of rubber. Try number 3 one more time. I don't hate it, but knowing how much like this lineup costs bottle wise, like I would be pissed if I had a bottle of this. It's not terrible. I could drink this if you served me a glass of it, but it's just it feels very basic. Like it's just some aromatic floral notes, some ashy barrel notes, a little bit of calm still, rubbery ethanol thing, and that's sort of it. Yeah, that's, yeah. It is what it is, right? Glass number 4. Again, nice deep dark color. Let's see what we got on the nose. Actually smells a lot like glass 3. So again, we're getting, it's very kind of tinny. We're getting floral notes, detergenty notes, ashy notes. Vanilla. A little bit of like coffee things. Coffee is very common in these kinds of rums. I'm struggling here. I'm struggling to pick out like other descriptors. That's pretty much what I'm getting. Maybe a hint of like when you leave a cigar, say like a Connecticut leaf cigar, you've smoked half of it, but then you like left it and forgot about it, and you were like, oh, that's fine, I can light it up later. It doesn't really work like that, but that smell of like half smoked cigar, that's there's a little bit of that coming through. Okay, let's see what happens on the palate. Okay, has a little bit more going on, maybe than the glass 3. Actually, no, I don't. It gets more awkward as the finish goes on. Hold on, let me try this one more time. This is a rough flight. Like I want something to jump out at me as like this is really good. And so far it's kind of glass 1 that's winning it for me. And I don't even like glass 1 that much. Detergent flavoring, like fresh breeze, something, whatever, that kind of thing. Flowers, a little coffee, ash, like half smoked cigar. A little ethanol. Shallow, short finish. Not my favorite. Kind of, I'll come back to these and kind of give them some final scores. But right now, 3 and 4 are kind of on par, and they are not my favorites. Amazingly, I might actually like number 2 better than 3 and 4, and number 2 is the one that's way too sweet. Like, so this is worrying me. Okay, let's see if we can be saved by whatever is in glass number 5, which has a slightly lighter color than the rest of these. Okay. Also some floral hints on this, but we're getting like orange blossom honey and just kind of like some orange notes a little bit. It's less orange itself. It's more like, yeah, like orange blossoms, like you're standing in an orchard or something. Hard to pick out beyond that. It's very vague. I'm getting a little bit of like vague spicy stuff. Hints of, what is that, like a coffee kind of characteristic. Wow, the lighting is really getting awful. I better wrap this up pretty quick. I look like Satan. God. Yeah, it's like oranges and flowers, and like various liqueurs, caramel. It smells very vague. It smells actually quite desserty, so I'm worried this one's gonna be dosed. Let's see what we got. Oh God. That is not pleasant at all. So it has the you know the syrupy, sugary, cloying problem that Glass 2 has. But the notes that are there really are making things worse rather than making them better. Yeah, we're getting like weird liqueur kinds of things, like aromatic liqueurs, floral notes, orange liqueur, like just caramel, like some cognac-y notes. This might be the plantation. I don't know. It's not good. Oh God, this is my least favorite by a lot. Oh, it's young. This is not. It feels like, as little as I like the rest of this roundup, it feels like it spent some good, honest time in casks. This one doesn't feel like that. This one feels quite young. It's like drinking cough syrup. I mean, oh God, that is really not my favorite at all. I'm gonna try this one more time. Give it a score. Jeez. Oh God. No. No. Okay. I do not want to taste that again. Okay, let's go through the rest of these. I'm going to taste. I'm going to guess the number 2 is the Diplomatico. It is better than I remember it being, but I still think it's the same stuff. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? It's way too sweet. It's way too sweet. But in whether this be whatever it may be, there's just enough other stuff going on in the coffee, the dried fruit kind of materials, that it kind of almost works. It doesn't quite work, but it almost works. So I'm gonna give it fair dues for that. Like this is not one that is my style, but if you like this severely dessert style of rum, I think glass number 2 is okay. I'm going to go back to 3 and 4 because I have to split these two up. So at this point, glass 1 is leading in my rankings, but I'm going to come back to it. Three and 4 are actually quite similar. Okay. Those actually come across as better than they were on first contact. That could just be like because my mouth is coated in sugar, but that's sort of the impression I'm getting right now. Huh. Three has a shorter, shallower finish. But 4 has a longer and deeper finish, but it's a little bit more bitter and awkward. So I don't know, it probably like balances out. Yeah, you know what? I like. Let me try number 2 again. You know what? Number 2 is okay, but I think 3 and 4 are just a little bit better. I don't. The noses on both are kind of vague and weak, but the palate brings enough kind of like, floral, ashy interest that I wouldn't mind sipping on them, which leaves number 1. Let's see if I can get a final score on this. Oh. There's a little bit of like a, what is that? Like a, almost a prune juice kind of note coming through on the nose. More pepper. Almost a milk chocolate thing. A palate of, we're going back to 1 right now if you're listening. Yeah, slightly rubbery, more column still than I would like in this, but I do think it's the best thing here. There's a lot of nice pepper, kind of a longish finish. It seems to be like, it seems to be getting better with time, which the rest of these don't. They don't seem to, when I went back to them, they felt pretty much the same. This one feels like it stepped up a little bit. It's still not my favorite thing in the world, but I'll give that some credit. Yeah. Okay. Time to unveil them. So I've given them my ranking, and I'm gonna. So I have my sample bottles right here. And I'm gonna try to lift this sheet without disturbing them too much. And there we go. So in the 5th place, with a score of 53 points, is glass number 5, which was Plantation XO 20th. Do not buy this. This is, I mean, I guess, wait, which one was 2? Oh, okay. So 2 was the Diplomatico Reserva. Buy that instead. Even the version which I reviewed before, which I don't like as much, that's still better than this. Oh, that's god awful. Like, that kind of like orange liqueur meets too much sugar thing. Okay, let's never talk about that again. Look at this. I started this with a full glass. All right. Let's see. What I have next. Oh, right. In 4th place, second to last, was glass number 2, which was Diplomatico Reserva Exclusiva. 73 points I gave this. So this older bottling, circa 2013, somewhere around there, I actually like. It's still not my favorite thing in the world, but I do like this better than I like. The current iteration, which this has more going on. It's way too sweet. I could drink it, but it's way too sweet. Tied for what, second, I guess, are what do I got here? Are glasses 3 and 4, which are the Hechicera and Brugal 1888. I gave both of these 74 points. I did not really enjoy them very much. Yeah, they're just... They're very comparable. Actually, it's interesting that these two run so close together. I would guess both of these are are cane syrup based. This one, didn't I say this one was the cane syrup based one? The glass number 1? So I was completely wrong on that. Sorry. Okay. And, but, you know, as we have shown, if you were buying a super premium rum circa 8 years ago, you could do a lot worse than these two. 74 points each. But the winner here today, with a thundering score of 80 plus, is the Mount Gay Extra Old, 43% bottled, 2013. It's just got more going on. Well, now I really want to like try some Eclipse and that whatever that black barrel stuff one is, just for comparison against this, because it's okay. But I mean, this costs like almost $60 these days, which is, I mean, if what's in the bottle is like this, I mean, no way. It's all right. It's a perfectly more than acceptable rum, and is the winner today. So here it is, your winner and champion, Mount Gay Extra Old, 43% at 80 plus points. And that is the end of this blind tasting. Thank you for watching, and let us never speak of this again.